Hello, welcome to me playing some Jarl, or Jarl, however you'd like to say it. I have a game into Game Movie Bones, which I was kind of waiting for him to get into the game before I hit start, which is why we're starting with hands drawn. Take my 1 free life. I mean, this is a pretty strong starting play. Playing whack-a-mole with the rigor mortis is a really good plan to some degree, but the gist here really is this is going to hopefully make him break something, and then I can get some Jarl advantage out of it. I could have gone for the CNC hit, but obviously I can't tear asunder into it. I'd love this to have been a Guardian thing. He's gone for Battle 1 on the hook, which means it won't break, but it does mean that it's now in a much more breakable position. You know, if I get into a mangle with Dominate, he's losing it. So that's good. This is very much an experimental deck, by the way. It's earth heavy. You'll kind of see it as it goes. So I need to keep the Ulkenhold ideally and a card to throw the CNC. Apart from that, don't really need to do much else. We'll just be feeding him some gentle blocks. Gravy is very, very resistant to sort of gentle frostbiting as well. You need to kind of really disrupt him. We'll kind of see how it goes. I mean, that's going to hurt. Gravy's got very, very good card pull, if I'm honest. Is it just that? It's that and that, because then you can't rigor mortis me. I can play the Everbloom anyway, I can throw that. There'll be 1 card too many. I should really block. That's my best play, I think. So whatever this turns into, the CNC, like I've got options basically. That's kind of what we're looking for. Because obviously if I drew a blue I could use the Everbloom. I haven't, so I'm probably just going to kill the rigor mortis because there's not much better to do. Keep the Ice Quake in hand, I think. Do I pitch it? I might pitch it, honestly. It's just because it's a 2-block and my hand might not line up well with it. If I wasn't trying to sit on this Oaken, because the Oaken's really nice into him, I would consider doing otherwise. But I mean, that's good. My ideal here is to not have to block this turn, right? So I could just Oaken into Oaken. This is pretty much perfect for me, I think. Get in with that big dominate. He hasn't got a fridge, and he's not going to have D-reacts basically, so he's just going to like lose a hand. Here we are. He doesn't have D-reacts. Immediately in with a D-react. I guess it makes sense to have blood in the water. I guess perfect timing as well, right? Yeah, sad for me. That's hubris speaking, I guess, isn't it? I mean, this is like a mid-range Jarl thing as well, and it's very hard to beat Gravy with it. I think it's inherently not great into it. Very sad that he was able to actually get that full block off, if I'm honest. It's scuppered a really good run of turns, obviously. He'll be fine, you know, it happens. I was not expecting it from a Gravy, if I'm honest. The other problem is that these are obviously building up, and at some point he will get so much value out of them, so the real problem Jarl has is like, how do I even how do I get rid of them while also trying to win the game? Because the problem is basically they present so much good value, and if I spend turns hitting them, it's turns I'm not hitting him. You know, it's the ally problem in all in this game. It's not a good choice. I mean, he is teched out for this. You know, these are all cards that can indeed be in Gravy. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that as such, but like he's going to be absorbing all of this. Two more cuddles to the face that are not going to connect by the looks of it. And D-react heavy, I'm guessing, by the way, he's doing this. Yeah, God. So he's full blocking like 2/9 dominates there, using 2 cards at a time, which is pretty harsh for me. And then he's... this isn't bad for clearing him out. I can get rid of some stuff. This will be nice, but I have to kind of take a hit on the front end, which sucks. The pulse doesn't really help. Like, this is a 2 block. These are not how I want to be doing this, but his ability to have discard baked in is also unfun. And Chum himself is difficult because he's a 6 toughness boy. Chum being inherently a pain. giving that, I think. So the E-Strike could kill Chum potentially. If I just wanted to go hard on that, which I might, it would give me a very weak turn in that I'm not using all the cards up, if you know what I mean. We could go E-Strike into Sawbones or to his face and then whack one of these. I think that's not a bad choice. So we're going to go for the head for that. As I say, I'm meant to be mid-range, and despite the fact that I'm not landing a single damn hit on him, that is kind of the game plan for this. Plenty of D-Rap from him as well. I've never seen the Graveyard Birds block this much. But as I say, this isn't a good matchup, I don't think. This is not the Jarl I would want to be playing into Gravy. This isn't necessarily even my favourite Jarl build, just for reference as well. It's it's one of the more sort of mid-rangey aggressive types of Jarl. I'm just sort of orbiting around different builds, trying to work out what I want to do. This is good though. So we can't kill Sawbones, but he's tapped Chum. And that means we can go into Crumble. I don't know if we'll ever get the compass off it, but we'll find out one day. Oh, we're doing well on the Oakwood at least. So we have no hand. So it should just be this, right? Kind of confused when this happened. I'm like, is there something I'm missing? I know it's got the Avasti giving me a gold from it. That should be fine to just block out with, I guess. Just denying him the gold here, really. The only thing here is this crumble gives him a window, and I think he can shum if he wishes. Yeah. That's fine, because I will just hit him with an oaken. Like, we'll just call it good on that. Don't really mind having to do that. I'd like to have hit him in the face with the oaken, but he loses a card for the chum, and I know he gets to kind of use the card anyway, but it's less in his hand, which is kind of part of the problem. This is a reasonable hand here. These ploughs are unfortunately terrible at the moment as well. I may well try and just block those away because we've got no decompose off yet. And I was just checking. Yeah, there's 4 earth cards in there. We have enough earth, we just need to find something to actually decompose properly. Good. More chum. I think my game plan is going to be a little bit of whack-a-mole for a couple of turns, which is... It's a terrible place to be into gravy. Like... the lack of ability to like cleave these things, I suppose would be a thing to describe it, is I think what keeps Guardian constantly screwed in ally metas. I need to be able to kill one of these and hit him in the face. If I just hit one of these, he just makes more. And because I'm not a fatigue game plan in this, that doesn't work. And you know, he gets to just reliably swing for 6 over and over and over again, and it's yeah, it's a problem. I might use this pulse up. Until I wait. I think this is the move. I'd like to put something else into the arsenal, basically. That's the only reason I really want to sort of churn through this. My other choice is I do this frozen to death, and that is quite tempting. It will really slow him down. I think we go for this. I've got an opening, it will hurt him. So that will slow him down a lot, basically. I'm in a much better position with that having happened. My ability to offensively hit him is still shocking. But for those of you not aware, basically, because this has the great watery grave go again caveat on it, he can now not build board state and hit me without using his go again cards from hand, which means he becomes a lot more honest, I think would be a good description. So he's obviously building up a lot of guys. So he's using Call to the Grave to get his 2 action points for this turn. And that gives him some good gas. My ideal here might well be that I block out and keep the felling, use the felling to get my first decompose off. Though that said, like, most of my decompose cards I got already. It's a slightly weird place to be. I'd love to arsenal the felling. I mean, he hits hard with this stuff, that's the other simple facts. I mean, this might just be a case of blocking the 7, because I don't have much better to do, really. I'd say a decompose would be nice, but this is the second felling. I think. Yeah, definitely is, yeah. See, going in with the felling would have taken a card off him, which would have been nice, and that's kind of what I was contemplating on, but I don't think it's worth it, basically. This is going to come in for 4, and he's got 1 Sawbones, so we can take out whatever. The Swabby's the biggest thing in it. Yeah. But we could take out the Sawbones, and that would make it easy to kill other things. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. I think we go for the Sawbones first, just in case. Because it's possible for me to, like, whiff on some of these with his... I forget the specific names of some of them. I can't even see the damn thing. Confrontation, that's the one. This works on protecting allies, which is horrible. You've got to be very careful about classing into it, if you can. But I say, his ability to play out multiple eyes a turn is limited, you know. A lot of turns he will not be able to go play one and swing, hopefully. This is a bad hand. We've got 6, we can fix. The Mangle's nice. If I could get that hook off him, I'd feel very happy. I don't care about that. He's got a ton of resources. Interesting choices from him. I'm definitely thinking that. So that gives us a line of play. I think we just swing for the head with the Mangle, probably. It's always a hard call. Like, he's got a lot of block. He's got a lot of D-react. Kind of maybe do want to get the Dominate to that. I'm going to play the Blizzard out to get rid of it. And then we're going to arsenal the sink, I guess. So I've got 2 sinks, and I've got on the way to get like a dominate mangle. That'll do for a threat. If I'm forced to block more, I can pivot into just doing the mangle off the tunic, so it's not too bad. Just crush chum with it if I have to. As I say, I've done the important job, which is taking away this compass. It really slows him down. So we put the hook on it. We'd probably just do both sinks into the swabby, deny him the extra gold. It's very unlikely I'll be able to do the double gauntlets anymore this game, by the way, as well, because obviously we've been through a lot of the... we've done the pulse, we've seen 2 crumbles and pitch to crumble, I think it was. Something like that. Long way off, basically, when, you know, the likelihood of top decking this is very low. So there's chum, and I think we just take that. Yeah, that's fine. So we're not going to be able to hit the mangle on him is the other important part, because of... I said we can swing the mangle for him if we're willing to let it not dominate. Because that's how chum works. What I'm honestly going to do is I'm going to try, and then he can get his chum in and throw a card away. Because while he can play them from the graveyard, it is still cards leaving his deck. So he's letting me have it. Yeah, this is kind of what I was hoping for. So we'll commit to the mangle. I'm going to commit it straight to his face, I think. I would like these gone, and I only have a limited number of ways of getting rid of chum. But I am interested in blowing up something in his equipment. Lovely. This opens up opportunities for me, because I've now got the ability to just sort of hand him 3 frostbites here and there, and that's relatively important to me. Ooh, this is nice. I can't block much this turn, but this is a hell of a tilling if I can land it. I probably can't because of chum. I'm going to try and keep the... I think I eat whatever damage he comes back at here. Yeah. Big swabby. I think unfortunately I have to take that while I deal with Chum. Because again, I don't have that many opportunities for it. Decompose some stuff. And I've got the ice quake to play with. Oh, that's nice. Like 2 cards here will be great. I can block with the canopy shelter. This will be a big CNC to the face, hopefully. Try and get myself rolling a bit. And he's got ley line. These do so much value for him as well. Like it's like a fucking 6 damage card or something for none. I expect these to eventually creep into the ban list one day when they can't vindicate doing that anymore. Put a canopy shelter to it. Kind of saw this coming. This is going to be a hell of a turn for him. Very little I can really do. We can go 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do that. Just don't want to give him the free card destruction. And then he'll get a swabby in as well, right? So did he get 8 value off that thing or something stupid? Just the 6. Yeah, 6, 6. It's more than 6 value because of the fact that I've had to block out the triggers and not do stuff. Yeah, I'm going to be nearly dead after this. Ley line's brutal. As I say, this is not a great match for me overall. I at least run him out of allies, which probably buys me a little bit of a reprieve, but I'm down to 11, which is not good for me. You know, I really need to hit him with something big and disruptive, and I don't know when I'm going to get the chance. Although the CNC's back again, so we could potentially block out with some stuff. I need him to have some light turns. This is the other thing. This can swing back by virtue of him just, if he doesn't get enough good stuff down, I get to do stuff. We've got the ice quake, which is really nice. The mangle's not going to do much, and the tilling's easy to play out, so I think we're going to feed him that. Because I think his next thing will be to replace one of his things. I don't think he'll have a spare action point this turn. No, he will. We're going for it. So he's going to play something and swing with it, is the gist. Okay, we went board position, that's good for me. so I am going to go for the Ice Quake. The problem is I'm 20 life behind, right? And he's still got so much deck left. Problem of not being a fatigue deck. I can certainly start blocking out and trying to clear some of this stuff, but I don't know how I think this is going to go. I don't think the 2 Frostbites are going to have that much meaning on this either. The E-strikes are nice, but I just don't think I'm going to get time on this. We will see. I'm mostly just hoping he stays on like 1 action point and then I can start clearing stuff again. And there it is. Okay, so he's not going for it. I'd love to use this felling for something productive, but we don't have time. I'd love to not use the E strike like this as well, if I'm being honest, but we don't get the choices because because we don't. Draw a card, that'd be very exciting for me. Actually, not bad at all. That is the best card I could have drawn. If there's anything else in my deck that would have been good to say, that is certainly, you know, I'll take 2 life. 2 life keeps me going. So we should have 2 AP from playing this Call to the Grave. I think he'll do that trick again. Yeah, I'm wriggling. I think that's my description here. I am trying to get just enough of his stuff dealt with, and you know, there's things like these tipples. You know, I just have to take these. I can't waste cards on them. Especially when I've got stuff like this that I have to kill. So he's gone for big plays, but I've got a big hand of stuff. It's a nice Winter's Bite as well. Gonna put this in his head. Don't think it matters, but you know, I get the choice. Yeah, so we take a card off him. That's just, you know, it's good. A card and another resource next turn to slow him a little, and then we're going to hit him with a tilling. And by him I mean Chum. It's a good opportunity to get a Chum killed. All I need to do is not run out of things before him, and I'm okay, I guess. This is going to turn into a fatigue game because Gravy's making me. Okay, so that comes in for free, so we will block that. He's going to get good damage in this turn as well, but we're just going to have to take this second hit because we need to kill things. I say allies are just a nightmare for, you know, Mr. One attack a turn. Unfortunately, I don't remember exactly which things give him action points. He's used all his Crawl to the Grave, so that's good. He's used all his Tip the Barkeeps. He's pretty low on stuff, I think, right? Which is the minion gains go again one? I know there's one here somewhere. That one? He's only used one. Yeah, he's still got a few ways. He's only got 13 cards left, so I'm getting to a point where I might be able to just wait this out. Ain't gonna find any yellows in my deck. Yep, thought it would be his own. It's not going to cost him an ally, unfortunately. Tilling into Pummel with an Ice Quake would be lovely if he gave me the space, but I can't imagine he's gonna. So there's his Avastier. Rigor Mortis now causes me problems. This is a very low block hand, and if I use things up, I can't do things on the next turn. I would love to be able to snatch him with this, but I don't think it's going to happen. He's got one floating to pay for the flash spot. You could basically chuck one to pay for the blizzard. It's almost certainly blue cards. He'll still be able to Rigor Mortis, may. So we go do that. This is great into aggro where you can shut down a turn, but Grave you can just pay for all of this and the blizzards just don't do much. Like if these are two reds, so be it. Like I can't play like that, you know, anything but blues. And his deck is incredibly blue heavy. Interesting. I thought he would be doing something else. So I've now got a tilling. My choices are I can hit Rigor Mortis and kill him, which is good, or I can swing that tilling to his head, which is quite big with the Ice Quake, because it's I'm definitely doing the Ice Quake. I know that much. Because it'll give him a frostbite. So there's a temptation to go for the big tilling, just hit him a bit. But like he's running out of deck. That's kind of where we're at. So I think we just go for that. Clear that Rigor Mortis, leave him with the frostbite. It's obviously quite overkill in terms of whatever. So we're around to those plough unders we put on the bottom at the start of the game. I mean, he's running low on stuff. I'm running low on life, but I've got fruits. You know, I've got ways to recover this. These ploughs become pretty valid now because I've got my decompose up, so you know, they do stuff. Fruits is going to double my life total if I get the ability to. So he's got a scuba and a sawbones left. They're both very killable. That's big. Yeah. You can have a big chunk of my deck for the commander, or conqueror, whatever it's called. I'm willing to do that in my turn. Deliberately pitching them to sort of cycle through my deck again. There's not much left in it, but I don't want to be stuck on Pummel Plough Under. That's it's a rough time, and he's nearly out of deck. So we're approaching a good place, I think. We've got Everbloom in the cycle as well. I deliberately kept that earlier. So I've literally got the full kind of. I've got the I would call it the semi fatigue avoidance. He's trying to set up for something. Tear Asunder, unfortunately, only works with Titans, but I mean, we've got the space to do it, so I'm going to probably be having at him with it. The Everbloom's nice. Because we get a life. And then we can pop into this Tear Asunder and pop into some cards from his hand, hopefully. I'm hoping there's no D-React. This is fine. It's actually taken 3 cards off him anyway. I don't care about the chip at all. I care about him losing cards. Is he going for the same thing, or is he just going to take it? I think he might have realised. Oh, he's got blood in the water. Okay, so is he just gambling? Oh, I hope he misses. Cool. That... Oh, he didn't miss. He didn't miss. Can you do blood in the water from hand? Is that what he just did? Oh yeah, discard. Okay, fine. This still took 2 cards off him. We're fine with that. We are just trying to burn out those last cards and not die. And he's trying to set up something, clearly. Like, I could get an attack back with that, but I think I just want to keep picking up Everblooms. It's the last chance to get a non-Everbloom card. But, okay, he's conceded. I think I got it. This is a long, rough game, you know. This is the problem with Jarl videos, right? I'm playing mid-range aggro Jarl, and it's a 53-minute game. You know, I don't know who these videos are even for. Because, God, it's long, right? It is what it is. You know, you can beat Gravy as Jarl. It's rough. I think that was an interesting choice from him. He had a lot of D-React, which definitely helped him. But he was missing things like... I was expecting Whaler to just ruin me. Like, you know, I was camping this Cadaverous Tillin going, where is he? There'll be 1 or 2 of them probably, and I assume he's waiting for the late game where he hopes I can handle it. Never came. So, you know, I really just got away with that. And, you know, my deck had boiled down to being everything I'd need, you know. I'd hit him with a pummel to the face if I ever got the chance, because it'd take cards off him. And I'm just trying to fin his deck off at that point. But, you know, mostly I was just going to be cycling and playing these 2 Everblooms over and over again. But yeah, yeah, it's a fun game to play. I'm not sure it's fun to watch. If you stuck through, thank you. And I'll see you in the next one.